Hello everyone, welcome to another Karakuri duel, another ranked duel to see if I can get a really good opponent. Just like that, 40 card deck, always a great sign. Let's see if my opponent will reveal themselves. Okay, looks like it's going to be some sort of an Incarnate deck, so yeah, he's revealing himself. I guess this isn't really a deck that can hide in the shadows for very long. They kind of have to go off the moment they can. And he's not he's not going to be doing much this first turn. He's probably going to be waiting for me. Although he did double Red Ox, so that makes me wonder what he actually has in his hand. If he even can go off. Looks like he's thinking, so... Okay, no, he's going to be going off. I thought he was just going to kind of end turn there. And I have the Strato plus Tuner combo, honestly, as usual. But I don't have any back row to reinforce it. So against a deck like Incarnates, I probably won't be able to go for an OTK. Or I will. Okay, I'm going to set this, and everything else is a bluff. Although an MST, unless it... Yeah, an MST really isn't a bluff when your opponent is back row. But if he's only able to go for one monster and I can chain it, I will be very well off, because now I do have a little bit of protection for Strata. So I'm going to see if I can do this. If I'm able to actually use this effect right now, I won't be able to make the full combo. But it will still nonetheless be a very good combo. It'll be... I'll just have a Nizamu off on the side, that's fine. Okay, going into Storms. I kind of hope he goes for an XYZ right now. I don't want to negate a... I'm gonna let this attack go through. I don't need the full field, because I need to save this chain for something bigger and better. This will just be brought back anyways. See, end phase, I'm gonna destroy this. These guys don't like to use back row much anyways. Torrential, okay, he was... yeah, that was a good hit with an MST. So let's definitely go for... I can get 3 monsters out, that's good. And I'm not sure if I want to make Draco Sack right now, because he could just go into a Big Eye and then steal the Draco Sack. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for... Oh, no, I have a Phoenix Chain. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the Draco Sack. Okay, so he's gonna be taking some pretty heavy damage right now. Incarnates are... I actually don't think too highly of them. As good of a deck as they are, they're just a monster-heavy deck. They're not going to be running too much back row. They're not going to be able to stop my plays during my turn, so... Okay, an error occurs. I don't know why that happens, but it does. I'm going to go get another duel. Okay, duel number 2 from an unfortunate error occurs. I don't know how or why that happened. I had a good chance of winning that, too. That was kind of disappointing. It's an Incarnate deck. I guess I'll finish my thought on them, though, how they're a monster-heavy deck. They can't stop their opponent's plays. All they can do is reinforce their own. So against a deck like Karakuri is that they can afford to be running back row while still being able to span the field relatively hard. Incarnates have a really tough time against that. Okay, and now it looks like I'm going against a Blue Eyes deck. Seems today is just full of dragons. Let's see if he can do anything interesting with Maiden. This is a card that a lot of people, they undervalue it. It really isn't a destructive card, but you have to be using stuff that other target cards that other people haven't really thought to use. Like most people, they just use Wonder Wand or Lance. Those are possibly 2 of the worst cards you could possibly use with Maiden, but somehow it's become a fad that's what everyone uses. There's other stuff that it can target, and at the same time you're not going minus, or you're going plus. You don't have to stay neutral. Whereas if you're using Wonder Wand, yeah, you get the Blue Eyes, but then you're just going 2 for 2, and you're not able to sync up. You're losing your Maiden. There's other cards that you can put Maiden to good use, and people just... They don't seem to do that. Okay, am I able to chain my chain to this because its effect just went off? Yes, I'm going to chain this. He won't even get to use his the effect that stops us from being targeted by stuff. Unless he has an MST or a Lance. He has the Lance, alright, whatever. So, hold get... Is it until your next turn? Okay, so yeah, he'll be getting this effect. That's whatever, though. Not gonna let him see that I have anything to chain, because all it is an MST to chain against my chain. That's a mouthful. Didn't go with another Nizama because I have lots of tuners in my hand. And let me figure this out really quick. Let's see. On this next turn. Okay, so never mind. During his next turn, its effect will now be negated. So he stopped it from being targeted for one turn, which I'm fine with, because now as soon as his next turn goes around, which... Yeah, as soon as his next turn comes around, he's not even going to have the ability to use it. That's... Okay. I'm going to go into defense, because now I have a Scrap Storm. I'm going to want to be getting up my Scrap Dragon play, especially because I have Goblin in hand, so that finishes off the loop. So no effect for his Silver Dragon. Again, that's what happens when you're not using Blue Eyes Maiden that effectively. Other cards will actually, they'll let you go for the Blue Eyes, and you'll be able to sync up. Yeah, so he won't be spamming his Blue Eyes anytime right now, or anytime soon. He'll have to go into another one that will that'll take a pretty considerable amount of resources. Especially if he tries to use something like Wonder Wand. I'm just going to use MST to destroy it. Okay, now's the time for me to go into Chimera. Almost activated my MST. That would have been very unfortunate. Yep. And I'm going to be using Scrap Dragon's effect to get over this because it has 3,000 defense. But the cool thing about Fiendish Chain is that you don't usually need it to stay around on the field for too long, especially if you're trying to get rid of the monster it's on. So in Scrap Dragon's case, I can use Chain to negate something, and then I can destroy that monster along with Chain at the same time. So no cost to me. Not really anyways. Alright, Scrap Dragon's effect, assuming he doesn't have a Veiler, which pretty sure Blue Eyes decks, they do like to run Veiler. Gonna go ahead and go all out, summon, put Nizama into attack mode. I have another Scrap Storm, cool. So I won't even have to wait before using Scrap Goblin's effect. Although let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and set Lance for protection, especially if he summons another Blue Eyes, but yeah, on second thought, even if I have Scrap Goblin out, I'm just gonna let him attack into it unless he tries to do something like Dark Hole. So I'm gonna put this into reserve and save it. I won't be using it the first chance I get on Scrap Goblin. And it looks like he didn't have anything too good to use, so that's already game. If you enjoyed this video, please comment, rate, subscribe, and stay brutal.